Hello, Stephen. And hello, Erin. I know we're waiting on one more friend, but that's okay. So I just want to let you know my name is Miss Nadia, and I am a teacher as well. I've been teaching for the past 30 years. So that's a long time to be teaching, isn't it? So I've taught all kinds of grades, small grades and bigger grades. And so, and that's my passion. I love to teach. I love to see children grow and learn and do things that they weren't able to do before, especially when it comes to reading and writing. That's such a great progress to be made. So without further ado, let's start the Wordly Wise 3 program. Okay. All right. So let's now, I know you've never started this before. This is very new for you guys, right? This is the first time we're being exposed to this and introduced to this. Let me tell you a little bit about Wordly Wise. Wordly Wise is a reading comprehension mixed in with vocabulary intensive word work, okay? So what you're going to do is every lesson, you're going to learn about maybe about 50 to 20 new words. Those are the words that we focus in on. Those are the words that I'm going to design your homework with. And these are the words that you need to master. That means you need to know the pronunciation, the definition, the meaning. It's really important that you do your homework. Whatever I give you, please do it, because it's going to serve to reinforce today's learning in the class, okay? All right, let's get started. One of my favorite programs is Wordly Wise. Okay, so boys and girls, this is how Wordly Wise works. They've already chosen 10 important words that they want you to learn. Out of these 10 important words, you're going to see them in a number of contexts. We're going to do a little bit of definition work with them. We are going to do some word work. We're going to look at synonyms and homonyms with these words. Then we're going to use them in sentences and apply their meanings in different ways. And then the last step, once we've done all this, is that we're going to use it in a story, and then we're going to do some comprehension with it, okay? Now, I like to, in these type of activities, I want to get everybody involved. So I'm going to call your name and say, hey, can you read this piece for me? And Stephen, will you read this? Kevin, will you read this? Erin, will you read this? So you need to be prepared for when I call you, because I may ask you to read some components of this, right? I don't want to be the only person that's reading. I know the work and the practice is good for you more than it is for me, okay? All right, so let's get started. These are going to be your 10 words. Ready? Cylinder, examine, fatal, feature, grasp, jet, marine, scar, tentacle, vessel. If any of those words are familiar to you, please put up your hand. If you've heard any of those words before, just put up your hand. So these words are completely new to you. You're not familiar with them, correct? Okay, so we got a bit of background work to do. That's okay. All right, let's start with the first one. Now, also, I'm going to call you to read because I need to see what level you're reading at, okay? That helps me adjust program and decide what's the best fit for you, okay? All right, Erin, can you read the very first word and its definition? Go.
Printing. An object is the shape of the table or
No, that's not table. Tube.
tube or
Pipe.
pipe. It
Pipe.
may be
Solid
or hard in the center of the table was a tall grass vase in the shape of
a cylinder,
which was filled with yellow
tulips. Thank you. And tulips are a special plant. They're actually blooming now in Canada as we speak. Okay, so my friends, this is exactly what they've given you. They've given you the word and they've given you how it's used. It's being used as an N means noun. That's a person, place, or a thing. They've also given you a definition for the word. Now, I often find that if you don't know what a cylinder means, sometimes you need to see it for everything. This is like a puzzle we're putting together. We're giving you the definition. We're giving you how it works in a sentence. But one thing I notice is missing from this is that you don't have a picture in your head of what a cylinder is. And this is what I do with these words is I show you the picture so you can combine it and match it with the words, okay? So for any of you who have never seen a cylinder before, and I'm pretty sure most of you know what it is. Do you know what a cylinder is? So it's a mathematical shape that we focus on in our 2D and 3D shapes. But this is what a cylinder is, guys. So a cylinder looks like this. I'm just going to put up different things. So that's a cylinder. It is round. It has two flat surfaces on the top and the bottom. And usually in cylinders, this is where we see them, like in a can is a cylinder, a little log is a cylinder, a Coke can or a soda can is a cylinder, a glass of juice can be a cylinder, a drum is a cylinder, a cake takes the shape of a cylinder. So those are cylinders, okay? All right, so I just wanna make sure you have the picture and the visualization as we do the work. All right, so let's move on to the next word. The next word is examine, and this is used in a lot of different contexts. Like I have to examine the area before I think it's safe enough to have a picnic. That's an examine. Or the doctor needs to examine the patient. That's a different type of examine, okay? So let's go to Stephen. Stephen, can you read the definition for examine? And I just want to let you hear it's used as an action word. Examining means to be observant, to look critically at details. So this is definitely a verb, okay? Stephen, can you read the definition and it's how it's used in a sentence?
Examine.
When Cora
and Sean the desk, they discovered that the letter they were looking for was wrong.
Thank you. So examine really means careful observation, careful watching and observing, right? That's to be examined. Let's see if I can get even a picture to illustrate that for you, okay? Examine. And usually I hear this word a lot when people go to doctors. You know, doctors examine you to make sure that your breathing is right, your heart rate is okay. So when you're going for a doctor's examination, you know, what they will do is they'll check you for your blood pressure, your work, your oxygen levels. That's called an exam, okay? So that's what it means. It just means a very thorough check, okay? Or an observation of something. Okay, let's go to the next one now. Can I get Kevin? Kevin, are you there?
Yes.
All right. Kevin, the word is fatal. Can you say fatal?
No.
Fatal?
I can't see it.
Oh, you can't see it.
I can't see it now. I can see it now.
Okay, hold on. Let me just stop and share for a minute. Maybe it's my screen. Hold on. I'm just going to stop and share, okay? Can you see it now, darling? Kevin, can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. I thought that would help. Kevin, in this particular case, it's used as an adjective. An adjective is a describing word, okay? Can you tell us what fatal means, Kevin?
Causing death. Eating this pretty white mushroom can be fatal.
Boys and girls, I've also heard fatal used in other sentences, like the person was killed in a fatal car accident. When something is fatal, please know that means it's taken somebody's life, right? The situation was so serious that someone may have died as a result of it. That's what fatal means, okay? That means they didn't survive, okay? All right, let's look at the next one. Feature. Back to Erin now. Feature, this is a noun, Erin. Feature can be a person, a place, or a thing. Erin, and I see here that there's 2 definitions. Can you read the first one for us? Hi, Victor. How you doing? Welcome. Welcome.
I'm fine.
Happy Sunday. Okay, let's get started. Erin, can you do feature for us? Oh, sorry, Erin, you already had a chance. Stephen, did you have a chance yet? Yeah, he had a chance. Kevin, can you do the feature?
Hello.
Kevin,
Hi,
Kevin just read it. So Erin,
Oh.
Stephen, Kevin all had a chance. That means not
Oh,
yet.
sorry about
So
that. Are we
now
missing?
next one is Victor and Yu-Yu. Victor and
Victor
Yu-Yu.
and Yo-Yo. Okay, go ahead. Victor, can you read this word for me just in case? I'm going to start you off. Feature.
Feature.
Go ahead. And it's a noun. Victor, that means it's either a person, a place, or a thing. Go ahead.
An important or special part of something.
Keep going.
A usual.
Unusual.
An unusual feature of this room is a secret stairway hidden behind this wall.
Hidden behind the wall. Hold on. So let's just pause there for a minute. So what feature means is that it has a special characteristic, a special feature about it that makes it unique from other rooms. This room that they're talking about has a secret stairway. Not many rooms have that, boys and girls. So that's why we say it has a special feature. Okay, can you do the next one? Any part?
Any part of the face. One pleasing feature of Claude's is his warm smile.
So sometimes people will say, I really like your facial features. So what they're really trying to say is either maybe they like the color of your eyes, or they like the shape of your nose, or they like it when you smile, or they like the shape of your faces. So those are things called features on our face. Okay. All these are all makeup features on our face. All right. And that was well done. Thank you so much. Next is Yu, right? Yu, are you there? You are there? Are you there? Oh, he's not here? Okay.
She is there, yeah. Yu, can you hear us, Yu? Yu, hello, Yu. You need to unmute. You need to unmute when you talk. And turn the camera on, please.
Is she shy?
No, her mom just talked to me.
Okay.
Yu, are you there? And can you turn the camera on?
Yu? Maybe they're having Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Go ahead. Keep going.
We'll skip. And then we have Shelly, right? Hi, Shelly.
Shelly, I think maybe a parent, my partner in Beijing.
Oh,
Shelly,
Shelly,
are you a student, or you're the Shelly, the mom, Shelly?
Oh, I'm mom.
Oh, okay, your mom.
Shelly, you should get your daughter here. Why is your daughter not here?
She have another class. She on another class now.
Okay, you can stay, and Miss Nadia will not ask you questions, Shelly.
Okay.
All right, let's go back to Erin now. Erin, this word is grasp. I want to tell you a bit about this word, okay? It's used as a verb. It's an action word. That means it requires some action on your body to make a grasp. So Erin, can you read this word and what it means for us? Go ahead. Go ahead.
To grasp, to take hold of something
tightly.
Tightly, with the hands. Tigagas, the bars on the rim gem set and put herself up.
Okay, stop right there. I want to show our friends what a word like grasp means. Boys and girls, if you ever go to the park, there's something called the monkey bars. I don't know if you have them in China, but we have something called the monkey bars, right? And a lot of the kids here love playing on the monkey bars, okay? And they're usually found in big parks for children. But what you need to do when you're playing on the monkey bars is you got to, in order for someone to move from one ring of the monkey bar to another ring, they really got to grasp on tightly. Do you see this this girl here? She has both her arms grasping. So that means a really tight hold on the monkey bars. And that's exactly what grasping means. If I told you, hey, can you please grasp the shopping bags? That means I would want you to take a very, oops, hold on, guys, my screen is down, hold on. I would want you to take a very, very strong kind of grasp on the bag so they don't fall, okay? So that's what grasping is. Hold on, guys, I just need to open up I'm gonna get rid of this one. I'm gonna get rid of this one. And isn't that funny? It just kind of went, right? Sometimes my computer does these things. Okay, guys, let me open it up again. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry. My computer is so sensitive. So even if the mouse falls, a screen automatically shuts down. So I got to get that fixed. But that's okay. All right. Do you see it now, boys and girls? Speed it up a little bit, okay? You see it now? Let me see if I can go back here. No, it's not in here. So let's try that one again. Ready? Okay, so it's just, no, this is not it. Hold on, guys. I'm going to just take all this off. Okay, here we go. Let's try it again. Let me open it up. My apologies for this. Downloads. And so we're on Wordly Wise 3. So I'm going to have to get out of here. And I'm going to have to go back to my Google and open it up. Sorry about that, guys. Just give me a minute, okay? Okay, so we did grasp, we did cylinder. What else? We did features. You know that cylinder is a shape that has two flat surfaces and it's curved. We also know that features are things that make something unique, like a facial feature. When someone says, hey, look at the features of this bug, that means there's certain things that bug has that make it different from the rest of the bugs, certain features. We also looked at the word grasp. That means to have a tight grip or tight hold on something. We also looked at the word examine, which means to look at something in deep detail, okay? So I'm just gonna go back here and, sorry guys, wisely word. That it just disappeared, right? It's okay, these things happen, right? Okay, so let's go to wisely word. And I do have 3, which is, let's see if I can get that. Wisely word 3. I'm in my drive, right? Should be coming up. Is it wisely word or word wisely? Wisely word.
No, it's wordly wise.
Oh, so I'm so sure that's why I'm not getting it. Wordly wise.
Wordly wise.
Sorry about that.
Wordly wise 3000.
Perfect. I got it right here. Yes. Okay, we got it, guys. We got it. Sorry about that, guys. It just goes to show you how sensitive our computers are, right? One little touch on the mouse can make everything just come out. Okay, let's go to the next one now. So as you can see also from some of these words, boys and girls, some of these words can be used as a verb, which is an action word. Some of them can be used as a noun, which is a person, place, a thing. Some can be used as an adjective, which is a thing that we use to describe, a word that we use to describe things, okay? So let's move on to the next word. And this is why I love this program, because it's giving you all kinds of words, asking you to put all kinds of words in context. But from my experience, if you don't know what the word means, we really got to do that before we can actually immerse ourselves in the other exercises, right? So that's why I do a lot of pictures. I do a lot of examples, because I really want you coming out of the lesson saying, hey, now I know what that word means. I can picture it in my head, right? Because I'm a visual learner, right? So I know how hard it is to learn something and not being able to picture what that item is. So, and I think, you know, by taking us breaks and showing you pictures, I think that really, really does help, okay? So this is just loading, just give it a minute. It's nice and quick. It does like this surge right at the end where it goes really, really fast. And then she's off and ready to go. Yeah, we're going. And it's almost there. There we go. See? She's always good to me, this program. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. And I'm going to resume where we left off. So who was the last person to read for me, guys? Who was just reading for me and I accidentally cut them off when my computer went? Who was that? Do you guys know? Is that you, Victor? Is that you, Victor? No? Okay. Let's go up. Okay, so let's go to the next word. Okay, let me go up here. I think I went a little bit too far and that's okay. This goes up, so that's good. Just give me 1 minute, okay? All right, here it is. So it's preparing itself. It's a big document, so it is taking its little sweet time to load, but that's okay. All right. I'm just going to bring it up a little bit. Bring it up. Yeah, so that word fatal that we just had ended off on literally means that nobody survived it. If it's fatal, that means somebody, you know, succumbed to their injuries or somebody succumbed to their death because there was no chance of surviving something. If it's fatal, okay, it took somebody's life. You'll hear that in the news, like there was a fatal car accident or there was, you know, a fatal argument. Or there was a fatal plane crash, right? That's when we would use words like that. So I'm just trying to figure out why this is not loading for us. Okay, let me just, I think I need to go up a little bit. Hold on, guys. Okay, we're right in place. We're right in place. Okay, perfect. Sorry, guys, it's taking a little bit longer. I'm not sure why. Usually this program is really good with me and it's very cooperative. Maybe it's just because we have a lot of people on board today and it's just slowing things down. That's okay. We'll get there. Okay. So let's look at the next thing. So we were just doing the definitions and I don't think we're still finished that yet. So let's go back. I'm just doing this really slow. All right. So the next word after the word that we did is, I believe we've ended up with grasp. The next word is jet. And I know that's a very popular word and you guys probably know what it is, but I do need someone to read it. Do I have a volunteer? Erin, would you like to read it? Okay, let me just get it. Okay, let me see if I can get it up, okay? All right, hold on. I don't know why it's so slow. Look at this. I'm trying to move it. It's giving me a hard time today. It's not loading. Just give it a minute. Okay, so here we are. We're back to our words. Erin, please read what a jet is. Go ahead.
Jet, a stream of liquid or gas that is forced at
high speed
through a small
Good. Opening. Yeah, keep going. The firefighters
The firefighters discovered
directed
draft of wet water from the pump truck to the burning house.
Do you see that hose there? The hose has jets in it. Guys, jets are like little holes, and the water comes out very forcefully through the jets, right? Another thing that has jets is a swimming pool, right? Or even like a hot tub. Those things have jets. They make the water go really fast and swirly in pools, right? So I'm going to show you what it looks like when you put a jet on in a swimming pool. It kind of circulates the water. It creates lots of bubbles, lots of movement. And people really like it, right? They feel like they're getting a bit of a massage from the jets. So those are jets. Do you see this picture right here, boys and girls? There's two holes inside the pool. We call those jets, okay? And out of jets come a surge of water. It's very powerful, but what it's doing is it's circulating the water. It's moving all the water and the debris in the water, the dirt in the water. So jets are very important in pools and things like that, okay? That's what a jet is. I think there is also another definition for jet, if I'm not mistaken. Victor, would you like to read it? Victor, would you like to read it?
Yeah.
An airplane?
An airplane is powered by a jet engine. The pilot told us what kind of jet will be carrying us to the West Coast.
West Coast is like California, Seattle, Oregon, that all those states are in the West Coast, okay? I'm going to show you what a jet is. You want to see what a jet is? Like a real jet? So jets are a little bit smaller. Okay, these are called fighter jets, but they're a little bit smaller than the regular jets. We do have jets in the airport. They're usually for smaller flights, but this is a fighter jet. You could see how jets are. They're very light in the air. They're very quick. They don't have much aluminum on them, not a lot of heavy components. They're very lightweight. And this is the reason why they can get very high and very, very fast. Okay, so that's exactly what a jet is. And of course, there's some sports teams that are named after the Jets. So, all right, let's go to the next one, okay? Who'd like to do marine? Let's see, who have I not called on yet? So, oops, this thing keeps coming. Okay, so is it just Aaron, Victor, and Yo-Yo's not here, right? Yo-Yo's not here. I don't see her anymore. Okay, Victor and Aaron, it looks like I'm working with the two of you today. Aaron, can you take the word marine?
Marine, having to do with the ocean or with ships and boats.
Good. It's an adjective. It describes what this classification belongs to. They actually belong to the Marines. And the Marines are people who take care of the seas or who are working in the water, okay? Can you read the sentence that goes along with it so we know how it's applied in a sentence? The largest
marine
creature
is the blue whale.
Can I show you something? Marine has a bit of two different definitions to it. I'll tell you why, okay? Marine can describe things that live in the ocean. When people say marine creatures, we're talking about sea creatures like whales and sharks. These are marine creatures. They live in the ocean. So I'm going to show you something that's going to give you example. All these are marine creatures. Do you see that? Stingrays and squids and these piranhas and things like that. These are called marine creatures. And all these that you see, the corals and stuff like that, that's marine life. So all these plants at the bottom give life to the marine creatures. So it's marine sea, marine means the sea. Marine life is what that, and marine creatures are the creatures that live under the sea, okay? So that's marine right there for you. So that's one part of marine. There's also another part of marine that people don't really know about, the marine navy. So boys and girls, when certain people of the military work out in the water, they're considered Marines. Okay, Marines are people who go sailing and they work on the boats. And here's a group of Marines right over here. Do you see that? So those are also known as Marines. So you get to see that Marines has actually two different definitions. You can use it to describe life in the sea or in an ocean. You can also use it to describe people that work in water, okay, and work on boats, because those are considered Marines as well. Okay. All right, perfect. So let's go to the next definition. And I find it's easier to memorize words when they're associated with a picture, right? Victor and Aaron, when you have a picture in your head and that word comes back to you, whether you see it on the internet or a book or you hear it somewhere, you're going to picture, oh, that's the picture that I saw when I heard that word. So now I know what it means. So that's called picture association, okay? All right, let's look at the next one. Victor, would you like to read that for us?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Scar.
Scar is right. Scar is used as a noun. It's a person, a place, or a thing. Keep going.
A mark on the skin that is left after a cut or other wound.
Hold on, that's wound. And wound means like a cut, right? Or your open skin because something may have happened. Go ahead.
Wound.
Scar.
The scar.
Has.
The scar on Helen's knee is from the cuts she got when she fell off her bicycle.
So I'm not sure if you guys have ever taken a fall. And sometimes when we do take a fall, sometimes what happens is we may rip up open skin, right? Or we may scrape our skin. Sometimes when it heals, boys and girls, because it was, a bit of a traumatic injury, you're going to see that it didn't heal properly or smoothly as we would have liked it. There's a bit of a scar. That means that you can see at one point there was an injury there. There's some tissue that built up there. And I'm going to show you what a scar looks like, okay? So for example, right. See, you're making connections to what we're learning. I like that. So a scar from a fall. I'm going to show you what that looks like, okay? And this is very common, right? When you have a scar, look at this. So something, she must have had something that scratched her and it didn't really heal properly. So you could see there's a little bit of a scar. It looks different from the rest of the skin. It looks almost like a cut, right? And it's discolored from the rest of the skin. So that's exactly what it is, okay? Did you want to say something about Harry Potter? You seem excited. What did you want to say about Harry Potter?
I remember the Harry Potter scar is I remember it's the Voldemort had.
So character in the book had a popular scar?
Yeah.
Did he have a good, yeah. And you know what? I think a lot of people, scar is basically what's healed after a really bad accident, right? Or a really bad injury. And sometimes it heals in bulks or in like skin lesions like that. So scars are very easy to tell sometimes, right? All right, let's move to the next one now that we know what a scar is. Do you guys know how to say this word? Repeat after me. Tentacle. Can you say tentacle? Tentacle, good. I'm going to get you, Aaron, to read this word for me. Go ahead. Put your mic on, honey. Put your mic on. I can't hear you. Mic on. Mic on. Oh, I think he's frozen. Aaron, are you frozen? Oh, no, you're okay. All right, go ahead, Erical. Tentacle.
Tentacle.
So this is a noun, Aaron, meaning it's either a person, place, or a thing, but in this particular context, it's a thing. Okay, go ahead. Along.
A long thin part that grows out from the heat
Head
for
of
some sea animals. They use it to hold things or to move from a place to place.
Good. Can you read that sentence for us? The cuttlefish
The cuttlefish wiggled
Wiggle
this.
means to kind of move side to side when you're wiggling, okay? Keep going.
This tentacles to bring the small fish closer.
Good. Have you
Closer.
ever seen a cuttlefish? I know it says it in the sentence. Have you guys ever seen a cuttlefish? Okay, so I'm going to get a picture for you so you exactly can see what tentacles are too, okay? So we're going to see what a cuttlefish is and exactly the tentacles. And I'll tell you another sea creature that has many thousands, hundreds of tentacles. Octopus. Did you guys know that? Octopus have many tentacles. And it's used sometimes as a survival mechanism so they can hold on to their prey and eat it, right? That's how they trap their prey. So here is a cuttlefish with tentacles, and I'll show you exactly where the tentacles are, okay? Let's see if we can get a nice picture that kind of visually, oh, there it is. Do you see all these spots here, guys? Those are called its tentacle. Here, right over here, these long arms with these suction cups. It almost looks like suction cups on them. Those are tentacles. That's a cuttlefish, by the way. And I'm going to show you another one that has lots of long tentacles with suction cups. That is an octopus. And normally, tentacles are used, boys and girls. They're meant to be long. You see how they have the suction cups on them, right? These are their long legs and arms. They're used in the ocean so that way they can grab food and bring it to them. The suction actually traps things for them. So it's used as a survival skill, actually. And this is what it looks like. And I'm sure you've seen octopus before, right? Have you seen octopus? Yeah, with the tentacles on them. These are some really huge tentacles, right? All right, so I'm glad I'm able to associate the picture with the word because it helps when you're learning that, right? Okay, so let's go to the next one. So we had tentacle. What about the next one? Victor, can you read this for us? That word is called vessel. And by the way, it's an object, so it's considered a noun, okay? Go ahead, vessel.
Vessel, a ship or a large boat. All the passengers aboard the vessel hope to see a whale or a dolphin during the trip. Anything hollow that can be used to hold liquid. A clay vessel filled with lemonade rested on the picnic table in the backyard.
Excellent. Can I show you what a vessel is? Can I show you what a vessel is? So a vessel, pretty much like what you said, it is a large ship. And I'm going to show you a vessel in the sea. Now, sometimes vessel can take on different meanings. I mean, it's evolved over time, but I'm going to show you a vessel in the sea. So usually they're large ships. Sometimes they're ships. Vessels are used by people in the Marines who work on water, but a large vessel usually is a large boat, just like this, okay? This is called a cargo boat. So it's carrying a lot of materials, goods, a lot of items that, get shipped to other countries and they go on for sale there. So huge vessels are usually cargo boats, just like this. Do you see that? Right? It's different from a boat. Okay, so a boat looks like, what a boat looks like. A boat looks like this. So it's a bit smaller than a boat, right? And vessels move at a very small pace because they have so much things that make it heavy and hard to move it. So boats are a little bit different. So when you see a vessel, please know that you're seeing really a large, huge piece of almost machinery that's moving within the water. And normally vessels are also used by our military. Now, these are also talked about vessels. Vessels can also be almost like a clay pot that you can use to pour water onto something, okay? And that is another meaning for vessel, okay? It's not really common to call a pot by a vessel. We usually say vase in English, but some people say vessel, not a lot of people, but it's still a common word. All right, so let's go. Now, boys, I noticed that these words are new to you. And before we go on even further with meanings, what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of a word association game with you, okay? I want to do some syllabigation. Do you know what syllabification is? Have you ever heard word syllables? Have you ever heard of that? Okay, I'll introduce to you what word syllables are. Boys and girls, every word in English is composed of syllables. That means they're sounds, and then when you put these sounds together, it makes one single word. Sometimes for us to hear how many syllables are in a word, we have to clap out all the sounds we hear. So I want to show you the first one. Ready? Cylinder. How many times did I clap my hands? Aaron, how many? I clapped it 3. Do you know what that means? There's 3 sounds in the word. Cylinder. Syllables make up a whole word. So let's try for the word examine. Can someone volunteer? Clap this out for me. Let's hear how many sounds you hear in examine. Do you want to give it a try, Victor? We're going to clap it out, Victor. Watch. Go ahead, Victor. I'll help you with it. Eggs. You want to skip? Go ahead.
I think it is just like examine.
Oh, good. How many syllables did you find there?
3.
3 syllables. That means 3 sounds make up that word. All right, Aaron, can you read the next word for me? Do you remember this word, Aaron? Fatal. Get your clapping hands out. Yeah. Okay, go.
Fatal.
Good. Fatal. How many sounds did you hear?
2.
That means that word has 2 syllables. Okay, 2 syllables. It's important to know how many sounds comprise a word. Because in English, all our words are made up of different sounds being put together. And what we're doing right now is we're separating those sounds. Okay, let's look at the next one. Can you do feature, Victor? Feature. Get your clapping hands ready.
Feature.
How many times did you clap your hands?
2.
That means this word has 2 syllables, okay? Let's do the next one. Aaron, can you clap out the sounds in the word grasp?
Grass.
I like that. How many syllables did you get, Aaron?
I get 2.
Listen, so this is an exception to the rule, and I'll tell you why. all the sounds in grasp work to make one sound. Grasp. Can you do that? Grasp.
Grasp.
So really, it's just one syllable because the sounds are working together to make one sound. And that happens sometimes in certain words, not all the words, but certain words, they have one sound because all the sounds are blended to form one word. All right, let's do the next one. Victor, do jet for me.
Jet.
How many sounds did you hear?
That's one syllable.
One syllable for the word jet. Good job. What about you, Erin? Can you do the next one?
Is marine.
Yeah. Now I want you to clap it out. Go ahead.
Marine.
Good job. How many did you get? How many syllables?
I get 2 syllables.
2 syllables. Fantastic. Victor, do scar. Scar. Clap it out. Clap it out.
Scar.
How many sounds did you hear?
One syllable.
Right. Victor, you are right. One sound. That when you have a word that only has one syllables, that means all the sounds have been blended. And unfortunately, they make one word. Okay. And scar is one of those syllables. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give this to Erin. Erin, you got a word here. Tentacle. Can you clap it out? Tell us how many syllables it has. Go ahead.
Tentacle.
Tentacle. Yes. How many sounds did you hear?
I hear 3 sounds.
Perfect. It has 3 syllables. Victor, can you do the next one for us?
Vessel. 2
Good.
syllables.
2 syllables. Excellent. Vessel. Vessel. So boys and girls, sometimes I'll tell you when you should be doing a strategy like that, when you're struggling to say the word. So let's say you come across a word in your homework and you don't know how to say it. Try syllabification. Syllabification means that you get the word and you say it by sound, by sound, by sound. Vessel, fatal, grasp. That will help you put all the different sounds and blend them together to make the word, right? So if you're struggling with sounds, that's a good strategy to use. All right, let's go over here. We're going to look at another component of our wordly wise. Now, this is called word and their meanings. Now that you know what the word is, now that you know what the word means and we were able to see a picture, we also know how the sound and the pronunciation of the word is clear now to us. Let's look at their meanings. Victor, I'm going to start with you. It says, look at the group of words next to the number, then circle the letter next to the word that has the same meaning. Victor, let's look at number 1. A stream of liquid under pressure. What is that talking about? A tentacle? A feature? A jet? Or a scar? Liquid under pressure. Psh, all that water just rushes out.
I know.
Which one? Fantastic. Look at that. And I think that picture I showed you of the jets in the pool and you saw the water just surging under pressure, that helps, right? Okay, let's do number 2. Erin, I'm going to call on you now. Ready? Erin, a tube-shaped object. So when we were talking about this particular object, I said it has 2 flat surfaces and it's round. Do you remember what that was? Was it a cylinder, a vessel, a scar, or a tentacle?
I think it's tentacle.
So picture this. Something is in the shape of a tube, right? Let me see if I can get something. Something is in the shape of a tube, right? And this is a cylinder actually, guys, because it's round and it has 2 flat faces, one at the top, one at the bottom. So really, this would be a cylinder. It kind of does look like a tube, doesn't it? Right? And there's content in here. So what do you think the best thing describes tube as? Because we know tentacles are large arms that have suction cups. We know scar is when we've fallen and we've developed some scar tissue. We know vessel is this large object that floats on the sea. What's the cylinder though? Does it look like a tube? Erin, do you know what a tube is? Do you know what a tube is?
I think it's cylinder.
You think it's a cylinder there, and Victor has a cylinder in his hand. You see that? Two flat sides on either end, but round, exactly. That's a tube-like shaped. This is a tube-like shaped. So yes, that is a cylinder. Good job. All right, Victor, let's go to number 3. Okay, Victor, can you read the next one on Mark?
The mark left
After.
too easy. A
Okay.
mark,
Yeah,
of course,
keep-
is a scar.
That's right. And that's what happens. Sometimes when people get hurt, boys and girls, that mark doesn't go away, right? It just develops like what doctors call scar tissue. And this is why we get scars, right? But the good news is now that with technology, they can be gotten rid of or they can be made smaller. So you have a scar right there. Yeah, and I have one right here, see? So yeah, we all get scars, right? All right, so let's look at number 4. Erin, can you kindly say number 4 for me? A special.
A special part that stands out. I think it's I choose B.
You think it's B, vessel?
Mm-hmm.
So remember I said that vessel was a type of boat, a large boat, very heavy large boat that's out in the sea most of the day, either doing cargo work or military work. So I wouldn't say that it stands out and it's special because it's kind of its own thing, you know, but there is a word here that means, hey, this is a special blank. That's what makes you look unique.
Okay, and I think I choose B.
You choose B. Which one?
I choose D, right? D, right?
Marine. Marine. Okay, you know what? I'm going to show you because I don't think I showed you a picture of what a feature is. Okay. So remember I told you that there's special features. Okay. Let me show you what I mean by that. Okay. A car can have special features. Let me show you what I mean by a car having special features. So not all cars are made the same. We know that, right, guys? Not all cars are made the same, right? Some cars are sporty and some cars are very flashy and some cars are very simple and some are family cars. But cars with special features have certain things that other cars can't do. So let's take a look at this because this might actually interest you. Cars with special features. Wow, look at this car right here. It definitely has special features, okay? Look at this. The roof of the car can actually come up. The doors actually come up. Look at this, right? That's a special feature of the car that you don't have to slide the doors or open the doors. They actually get elevated up and they spread out, right? That's a special feature of the car, meaning it has something special that not many other cars have. Let's look at another special feature of the car. Wow, look at this. Here's a special feature of another car. They have computers built in the back. So while passengers are driving, they can do work on the computer. That's a special feature. Not many cars have that. I've never been in a car that has that. Have you? Right? So these are all special features, okay? So that's what a feature is. It's something that it has that makes it special because other people don't have that or other cars don't have that. So that's what a feature is, okay? So let's go back to our little thing here. Okay, next. Number 5, Victor, can you do number 5? A large boat or ship is?
D.
A vessel, yes. You know what? I thought you may have confused that with marine. Remember, Marines work on a vessel, okay? All right, so it says to look at the next word to the number, then circle the letter next to the group of words that has the same meaning. All right, we talked about what examine is. I told you sometimes doctors examine their patients. Look what I'm doing, they examine their patients, right? So what do you think that means when you're examining a patient? Are you looking at them carefully, returning to? Are you staying away from them or are you putting things away? What does it mean when you're examining something? Watch, I'm examining my coffee today.
Teacher, I think we will choose A.
That's correct. So examine means to take a very deep look at something, a very careful observation. So if somebody says, hey, I want to examine the car before you put it on the road, that means they're checking to see if all the parts are working. They're checking to make sure it's safe to be on the on the road, which is why they're examining it. Okay. All right, let's look at the next word. Victor, this one's all yours. Ready? Marine. Marine.
Marine.
Is it having to do with sports? Is it having to do with being sick? Is it having to do with horses? Or is it having to do with the ocean? Marine is all about ocean life. There's marine animals. There's Marines who work with the military and the Navy. There's marine life, right? There's marine biology. So there's different types of Marines, but they all relate back to the water. Okay, marine just means life in water. Okay, let's go to the next one. Erin, can you do this one for me?
Teacher, I choose C, I choose C, I choose C, I choose C.
But you didn't even read the options or the word. Okay, let me do it for you. Tentacle. It could be a baby octopus. B, a hairy spider. C, a long, thin part growing from some sea animals. D, a figure with 8 sides. Now, Erin was pretty confident it's going to be C, right, Erin? And we know that. Why? Because we saw pictures of tentacles. And you're right. These are these long little like arms, creepy little arms and legs that get really, really big. Oh, there goes my screen again. Really, really big. And they have suction cups on them, right? And they use them to trap animals. I didn't know that. If you know that's part of their survival features. That's how they get food, is by using their tentacles to grab things and bring them closer to them, right? Okay, let's look at the next one. Do you remember that picture I showed you of the little girl on the monkey bars at the park? And she had a closed fist like this. It was very clenched, tight fist, because she doesn't want to let go, because she knows if she lets go of the monkey bars, she's going to fall and get hurt, right? So she has a good grasp. Let's see if you know, Victor, the meaning of grasp. Are you ready? Is it A, to let go of? Is it B, to understand? Is it C, move in circles? Or is it C, to cry out? Does anything have the same Does anything have the same type of meaning? But remember told you that grasp is to hold tightly. So if I'm grasping the cup, hold on, I don't know why this. Oh boy, look at this. Okay, ready? If I'm grasping the cup, I'm holding on to it tightly, right? Grasping it. And usually this is what people do. Do you know when you're driving, right? There's something called the driving wheel, right? Which is where we put our hands. Usually I'm grasping the driving wheel, right? I'm moving it side to side, making sure I have full control of the wheel because I don't want to get in a car accident. So what do you think it means if we're grasping something? Let's look at the best fit for grasp. Is it to let go of? Is it to move in circles? Is it to understand, or is it to cry out?
D.
To cry out? You know what? I want to show you something with this particular word. And I know, and I'm doing this because I know for a fact, grasp has multiple meanings to it. Okay. Grasp is one of those words in English that we use it for a few other meanings. Okay. And sometimes when we do this, boys and girls, it's really good to look at all the definitions of grasp. So what I told you right now is one definition of grasp, okay? And that definition means to hold on to something very tightly. There's also another definition of grasp. It means to understand something. So I could say to somebody and say, you really grasped the math lesson today. That means they really understood it, right? So grasp means to seize, to take something and hold it firmly, or to have a grip on it, or to understand it better, right? And it also means here, look, to lay hold of the mind, to grasp a situation means to understand the danger, to embrace, especially with fingers or arms clasped, and grasp the pen and began writing. So when I look back at the options that we have for the word grasp, I do still really think that when we're grasping something, we're holding on to something, we're not letting go, we're doing the opposite, right? We may be moving something in circles if we're grasping it, right? Because we have full control over that object right now because it's in a tight grip, okay? All right, let's look at the next one. Let's go to fatal. Erin, can you read the options that we have for fatal, please?
Fatal.
So do you remember what fatal was, Erin? Do we need a little refresher?
A little bit.
Okay, I'm going to use it as a sentence for you. Ready? They were in a fatal car. Unfortunately, the family was in a fatal car accident and there were no survivors. Do you remember what fatal means now? If I'm telling you that there were no survivors from the car accident and it was fatal, what does that mean? What happened to the people that were in the car accident?
I think I will choose C.
Yes. So causing death, right? If you hear words like, oh, it was a fatal plane crash, it was a fatal car accident, right? That means basically there wasn't a survivor, unfortunately. Everybody had succumbed to their injuries, okay? That's what fatal means. Okay, so let's do a little bit, before we move on, I just wanna focus on these particular words in a different way right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up a document and we're going to do something a little bit fun here. Okay, ready? And let's get started with hold on, guys. I'm going to get started with Do you guys know what it means if a word rhymes? Do you know what that means? What is a, no, you don't know you've never heard of the word rhyme.
Rhyme.
Yeah, what does it mean, Victor?
Rhyme.
It means that it sounds exactly like that word, correct? So we have a new member here. Look at his name. Well, hi, William. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Good. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our vocab words, right? Because before we go into even more deeper learning with this, I want to show you that these words have a lot more than what I'm just telling you about, okay? They can come from different word families. Once you know the roots of a word and the syllabication of a word, you're able to understand it more easily and identify it more easily in text. So the word cylinder, we started with cylinder. Guys, do you have any words that you think can end with DER? We know that cylinder ends with DER, right? Can you think of a word that also kind of sounds like cylinder? Think of any words in the English language that end with DER. Cylinder, I can think of one, ready? Ladder. They both have the same word endings, right? They both end with DER here. I'm going to highlight that. They both end with DER here. I'm going to highlight that for you guys too, okay? Do you see how these words can have something in common, right? Ladder, cylinder. Let's look at the next one. Ready? The next one we have is, let's see if we can get this coming up. Let's see if we can get this coming up. Examine, examine. So this ends with M-I-N. Can you think of any other words, boys and girls, that also end with M-I-N? Examine, shramin, flamin. Well, flamin is a word, flamin. So if I take these words, guys, I can actually find words that rhyme with it. I just need to look at the last 3, maybe 4 letters of the word and try to find other letters that kind of sound like that. Fatal. Can you think of anything that ends with a T-A and an L? Fatal. Fatal.
Total.
Total. I like that. Look at that. Fatal. Total. They rhyme. They both end with the T, A, and the L. Let's see if we can do it with another word. Ready?
Hotel.
Hotel rhymes with a T-E-L. So we're going to get the tel sound instead of the tal sound. Now here's going to be an easy one. Feature. Can you think of anything that rhymes with feature? I could think of one thing. If I take out the F and I put a CR, what do I have now?
Creature.
Creature. There's a rhyming word for you guys. So these words can rhyme with different other words, right? They're not just stagnant words there. I want you to see that there's purpose to these words and that they can be used in so many different contexts. Let's look at the next one, guys. Grasp. This should be an easy one. Can you think of a word that rhymes with grasp? These words are fluid. That means they can be used in different contexts, and there's relation and family words that sound just like them. So grasp. I'll put the word grasp here. Can you think of a word that rhymes with grasp? Grasp, blast, trasp. What about this one? Asp. Clasp. Clasp is when you hold on to something tight. It's like a grasp, okay? But some people call it a clasp. So clasp is another word. Let's see if we could get another rhyming word with our next vocabulary word. Ready? And you know what? These type of exercises will make you a little bit more, skillful when it comes to identifying these words, because you've identified them in so many ways, by syllables, by sound, and now you're identifying them by rhyming. Is there a word that rhymes with jet in English? Jet. You need to change the J to something and it'll become a word that rhymes with jet. Can we change the J to another letter? How about if you change the J to a B? What word do you get?
Beat.
It's not B. Listen, J, at. If I change the J to a B, what does it become?
Bat.
Bet. I bet you have 100 candies at your birthday party. Bet. Okay, let's look at the next word and see if we can come up with something that rhymes with it. Ready? You see, when you do stuff like this, it kind of gives meaning and purpose to the words rather than just using them aimlessly. We're actually trying to find purpose with this, right? Marine. Can you think of a word in English that rhymes with marine or ends with a R-I-N? I know a word. I'll help you with this one because it might be a little bit hard. But the word serene. Can you say serene?
Oh, serene.
Right? Sometimes people actually serene. Serene means a level of, what else?
Green.
Screen. Yeah, and that would be spelled with 2 E's and N's, but it does take the same sound that an I and an N and an E would, right? Marine, serene, screen, right? Okay, let's look at another one. If we could do, let's see if we can do another rhyming word with one of these. So I want you to see that this is not just all about getting letters. I want you to see that there's purpose in this, okay? What about the word scar? Is there a word in the English language that we can use that sounds like scar? And there's lots of them. There's lots of them. Scar. What about the word far? That rhymes with scar. Does any other word rhyme with scar?
Har.
Not har. Why don't you
Star.
try it with the
Star.
Star. There you go. Anything else? Come on, try it with the C now. Put a C in front of R. What do you get?
Car.
Car. Put a B in front of R. What do you get?
Teacher, I know. Park.
Parka? Park? Park. So I'm going to show you park for a minute, okay, Erin? You're halfway there. So park does have the AR, but the problem is with the word park, it ends with a K. If you look at all the other words, they have to end with AR. Can you think, but we could do this. We could take off the K and now it becomes a rhyming word. Par, right? Can you think of anything else? Scar, far, star, car, par, bar. Even what about, I'm trying to think of one more, guys. One more and we can move on to the next. How about tar? Like when they're doing the roads, they put a fresh layer of tar. Tar.
Teacher,
Okay, so I can I'll actually give you some rhyming word work to do that will improve your skill with identifying and using rhyming words. Okay, that's something that we could do for homework as well. So let's go to the next section now. Did we do this? Oh, this is going to be a tricky one. Tentacle. What do you think that means, guys?
Tentacle.
We know what that means. Can you think of a word that rhymes with cull? Cull? I can come up with a few. Would you like to see? Because I'm really good at this. Ready?
Teacher, I know. Mar.
Mom? Tentacle mom?
Mar.
I don't know what this, hold on.
Uncle.
This Uncle, tentacle. They both end with C, L, and E. That's awesome. That's brilliant. So uncle, tentacle.
Oliver.
What about this one? Miracle.
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 Okay.
Right?
Oh,
So there's quite a few words. that-
Musical.
Musical. I love that.
Musical.
Do you see how we can use these words in so many different ways? So many
Articles.
ways that can help us not only with our pronunciation, but with understanding, using it in context and out of contexts. Okay. All right. We're sorry. I know we're running for time. Let's look at the last one. Ready? Let me see if we can use that in a very purposeful way again too. So I just want to show you that words have purpose to them. Last one is vessel. Can you use vessel? Can you think of anything that rhymes with the word vessel? Vessel.
Oh, I know. Muscle.
Okay, yeah, there's some resemblance there. I'm not going to rule that out. Anything
Muscle.
else? Vessel, muscle. You're right. They sound together, even though they're spelled differently. They sound the same.
Hustle.
Hustle. I like that. Hustle.
Pencil case.
Pencil. Look at that. You guys are
Whistle.
awesome. Anything
Whistle.
else? Whistle. I love this. This is so good. Okay. Anything else?
Teacher and cancel.
Cancel. I like that one. Cancel. They all rhyme. Vessel, muscle, hustle, pencil, whistle, cancel. Anything else?
And
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. Okay. All right.
Special.
teacher, let me think.
Okay, go ahead.
I know.
Special.
So it has to have the soul end to it, the soul end, right? Hustle, pencil. We got to make sure that has the so sound, okay?
Vessel.
So guys, boys, now that you know those words and we've studied them in context, we've looked at pictures, we've discussed definitions, we looked at syllables, we looked at rhyming words, you are now comfortable to go and advance with these words a little bit now, okay? All right, let's look at the first one. Boys, it says, look at the group of words next to the number, then circle the letter next to the word that has the same meaning. Oh, we did this one, right? We did this one. Sorry, guys. Right? We did this one. Okay, this is called just the right word. Replace each word phrase in bold with a single word from the word list. He has a mark on the skin left by a fall when he was a child. That's exactly what happened to me. When I was a kid, I fell on a piece of ice. I cracked my chin open, had to get stitches. Stitches came out, but there's still some scar tissue here. Okay, so what does that mean if there's a mark on the skin that's not going away? It's a scar. Good job. Let's look at the second sentence. Ready? The machinist looked at each object in the shape of a pipe. What did we call things that are round and have two flat surfaces on each side of them?
Critical.
A what?
Cylinder.
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 So that would be anything that kind of looks like a pipe is a cylinder. Good. Listen for the next one. Ready? Kelly always reads the having to do with the ocean report before she sets sail. Having to do with the ocean. So she's looking at a report that's all about things that live in the ocean, what the ocean does, what it has. Is there a name that signifies all that? Do you remember? We looked at, big vessels, people that work in the ocean, people that, use boats in the ocean. We had a special name for them. It started with an M.
M.
And it rhymed with serene, but it starts with an M and an A.
Serene.
Yeah, now put an M and an A instead of an S and an E. Go ahead.
Marine.
Marine. There you go. So having something to do with the ocean means marine. Yeah. All right, let's look at the next.
Eat.
Which one?
Eat.
Eat?
Yes.
Which one are you talking about? Eat. Ita. Is that a word that was in our vocabulary list? Ita?
No.
Not sure on that. We'll come back to that, okay, Erin? Let's look at the next one. Ready? New to crutches. Do you guys know what crutches are?
No.
Okay, so I didn't think so. This is why we need to do stuff like this. We need to explore a word in all its entirety for you to understand it in writing, in books, in sentences, because if you don't understand the word, it's going to be very challenging, okay? So crutches are used when people have broken a leg. Usually it's when they've sprained a leg, they've broken a fractured of a bone in their leg, and they need something that supports them so they can still stand and walk. These are called crutches, okay? And they're given to you by someone at a hospital or a doctor. And like I said, it's usually be worn by someone who has broken their foot. That sometimes when you do break your foot, the doctor will say, hey, for safety reasons, I don't want you walking on that foot. It's going to make the injury so much worse. And they're probably in a lot of pain too. So the crutches, they put them under their armpits like this. They hold them and it lifts their body up so they can actually drag the injured leg around them all day. Okay. It's not the easiest thing, but at least they're not re-injuring that leg again because it's being propelled higher with the crutches. Okay. Any questions about that one?
No.
No? Okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay. So the next one is, so let's go back. So new to crutches, Lynn took hold tightly of each one firmly. So that means she was doing this with the clutches. She got a fist and she's holding it ever so tightly. What did we call that? What's the name for that? We went over that. It's called a gr. It rhymes with
Grasping.
grasp. Exactly. So it's a grasp. A grasp means to take a really tight hold of something, secure it. Usually when people are grasping something, I'm going to tell you, their hands are clenched like this in a fist. You can actually see like their knuckles getting so white because they're holding on so tightly to something. Sometimes when I'm driving on snow, and because we get a lot of snow here, right? And the roads get really slippery. That's how my hands become on the steering wheel, guys, in my car. I'm standing so tight so that my car doesn't like go out of control. I'm grasping the steering wheel. Okay, let's look at the next one. His mistake, not causing death, but serious, made him upset. So remember we talked about something that causes death. Remember an accident, a plane crash, but we use a word to describe this because it was serious and it costed people their lives. It starts with an F. Do you remember what the word is? And it rhymes with fatal. It starts with an F.
I can't see. Fatal.
Fatal. Do you remember what fatal means? Fatal means that there was a loss of life, right?
Yeah,
That's why.
The example is if you eat this mushroom, you maybe will have a fatal.
And that's a word I hear all the time in the news. There's been a fatal car accident today. There was a fatal plane crash today. There was a fatal accident today, right?
Teacher.
So, yes. Yes.
Have fatal and have turtle.
Say that again. Hon. Turtle and fatal?
Turtle.
You rhymes with fatal? So I want you to look at something, okay? Turtle ends with T-L-E. You're right. They sound alike. I'm not going to lie. They do sound alike, but guess what? The endings are the fatal turtle. Yeah, I guess that can work. They're just spelled a little differently, okay? So turtle, fatal. I guess they can work, right? Right? They do have a bit of a similarity. You're right. It's just that they're spelled differently. So boys, how did you think of today's session? Did you like it? Did you like being able to focus on these words, look at pictures of them, talk about them in real conversations, so that way you do genuinely understand them, right? And that's what I wanted. I just didn't want to hammer out a lesson. I really want you to understand the words in every single context. In grammatical context, in syllabication, in sound context, you really need to get to know a word before you start using it comfortably for yourself. So what I'll do is I'm gonna actually I'm gonna apply some homework using our vocabulary words. I'm gonna get you to do a couple of different things, and then we're gonna pick up where we left last off, okay? With our next lesson, right? Great lesson. And I'm very impressed with your skills and contributions. I want to say thank you.